ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், இப்போ நம்ம 7th term 1 சோஷியல் சயின்ஸ் ஜியாகிரஃபியில் பார்க்க போகிறோம். இன்டீரியர் ஆஃப் தி எர்த். டேரெக்டாக லெசன் உள்ள போயிடலாம். ரொம்ப பெரிய லெசன்ஸ்லாம் இல்லை. 6th 7th 8th நம்ம சீக்கிரமாக முடிச்சா 9th 10th வந்து ரொம்ப கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ண முடியும். பட் இதில் பேசிக்ஸ் எல்லாமே கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் பார்த்துடலாம். த எர்த் அவர் ஹோம்லேண்ட் இஸ் எ டைனமிக் பிளானட். The Earth, our homeland, is a dynamic planet. The Earth's surface has lofty mountains, high plateaus, large plains, and deep valleys, etc. The Earth's surface is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. Have you ever wondered what lies in the interior of the Earth? What is the Earth made up of? Let us learn about this in detail. Interior of the Earth. The structure of this Earth may be compared to that of a apple. On the basis of this study of earthquake waves, the spherical earth is found to be three concentric layers. They are the crust, the mantle, the core. First, the crust. The crust is the outermost layer of the earth. Its thickness varies from 5 to 30 km. It is about 35 km on the continental masses and only 5 km on the ocean floors. Continental masses 35 km and ocean floors 5 km. Despite greater thickness, the continental crust is less dense than the oceanic crust. காண்டினென்ட் crust வந்து ஓஷனிக் crustோட டென்ஸ் வந்து லெஸ்ஸாக தான் இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் இட் மேட் அப் ஆஃப் போத் லைட் அண்ட் டென்ஸ் ராக் டைப்ஸ். த ஓஷனிக் crust இஸ் காம்போஸ்டு மோஸ்ட்லி ஆஃப் டென்ஸ் ராக்ஸ் சச் அஸ் basalt. அதனால் அது வந்து டென்ஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. எர்த் இஸ் கால்ட் அ ப்ளூ பிளானட் பிகாஸ் 71% ஆஃப் தி எர்த் இஸ் கவர்டு பை வாட்டர். த crust comprises two of distinct parts. The upper part consists of granite rocks, forms the continent. It has the main mineral constituents of silica and alumina. So it is referred to as a Cl. It has an average density of 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. Cl னா சிலிக்கா அண்ட் அலுமினியா. இது வந்துட்டு கிரானைட் ராக்ஸ் இருக்கிற அப்பர் பார்ட்டில் வந்துட்டு இருக்குது. நெக்ஸ்ட்டு த லோவஸ்ட் பார்ட் இஸ் எ கண்டினியூஸ் zone of denser basaltic rocks forming the ocean floors, comprising mainly of silica and magnesium. It is therefore called Sima. அது Cl, இது Sima. It has an average density of 3.0 gram per centimeter cube. The Cl and Sima together form the Earth's crust. Since the Cl is lighter than the Sima, the continents can be said to be floating on a sea of denser Sima. ஃப்ளோட்டிங் ஆகிட்ருக்கும், சிஎல் வந்து ஃப்ளோட்டிங் ஆகிட்ருக்கும். பிகாஸ் சிமா வந்து டென்சராக இருக்குன்னா சிஎல் வந்து அந்தளவுக்கு டென்சர் இல்லாதனால இது வந்து ஃப்ளோட்டிங் ஆகிட்ருக்கும். ஓகே, இதுதான் வந்து அப்பர் மேண்டில், அவுட்டர் கோர், இன்னர் கோர். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு த மேண்டில். The next layer beneath the crust is called the mantle. It is separated from the crust by a boundary called Mohorovicic discontinuity. Mohorovicic discontinuity. It's separated from the crust by a boundary Mohorovicic discontinuity. மேண்டில் வந்து பிரிக்கிறது, crustையும் மேண்டிலையும் பிரிக்கிற பவுண்ட்ரி பேர் தான் இது. The mantle is about 2903 km thick. It is divided into two parts. The upper mantle with a density 3.4 to 4.4 gram per centimeter cube extends down to 700 km. The lower mantle have a density of 4.4 to 5.5 gram per centimeter cube, extends from 700 to 2900 km. The core. The innermost layer of the earth is called the core. It is also known as barysphere. It is separated from the mantle by a boundary called Witchett-Cuttenberg discontinuity. இது வந்து மேண்டில்லேருந்து பிரிக்கிற, மேண்டிலுக்கும் கோருக்கும் இடையில் இருக்கிற பவுண்ட்ரிக்கு பேர் தான் Witchett-Cuttenberg discontinuity. The core is also divided into two parts, the outer core, the inner core. The outer core, which is rich in iron, is in liquid state. It extends between 2900 to 5150 km. The inner core, composed of nickel and ferrous, is solid in state. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. It extends from 5150 km to 6370 km. 5150 km to 6370 370 km. The average density of core is 13.0 gram per centimeter cube. The crust forms only 1% of the volume of the earth. 84% consists of the mantle, 15% makes the core. 84% mantle, 15% core, 1% the crust. The radius of the earth is 6,371 km. Is the radius of the earth. The earth movements. The lithosphere is broken into number of plates known as lithospheric plates. Each plate, oceanic or continental, moves independently over the asthenosphere. The movement of the earth's lithosphere plates is termed as tectonic movements. The energy required to move these plates is produced by the internal heat of the earth. Internal heat of the earth. These plates move in different directions at different speed. Lithospheric plates. At places, these plates move away from each other, creating wide rifts on the Earth's surface. At some places, these plates come closer and collide. When an oceanic plate collides with a continental plate, the denser oceanic plate is forced below the continental plate. As a result of the pressure from above, the rocks heats up and melts. The molten rocks rise again forming volcanic mountains along the continental edge. Alternatively, a trench may be formed between two plates. In some cases, when two continental plates converge, neither plates can be forced under the other. Instead, force may be created. Great mountain ranges like the Himalayas have been formed in this way. அந்த ஃபோல்ஸ் வழியாக தான் கிரேட்டர் மவுண்டன் ரேஞ்சஸ் லைக் ஹிமாலயாஸ் வந்துட்டு ஃபார்ம் ஆகுதுன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. இது லித்தோஸ்பெரிக் பிளேட்ஸ். The movement of these plates causes changes on the surface of the earth. The earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. The forces which act in the interior of the earth are called endogenic. Exterior mean exogenic. The forces that work on the surface of the earth வந்துட்டு exogenic. இது வந்துட்டு இன்டீரியர் ஆஃப் தி எர்த்தில் வந்து ஃபோர்ஸஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா எண்டோஜெனிக். சர்ஃபேஸ் ஆஃப் தி எர்த்தில் இருந்ததுன்னா எக்ஸோஜெனிக். எண்டோஜெனிக் ஃபோர்ஸஸ் ப்ரொடியூஸ் சடன் மூமெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் எக்ஸோஜெனிக் ஃபோர்ஸஸ் ப்ரொடியூஸ் ஸ்லோ மூமெண்ட்ஸ். சர்ஃபேஸில் எங்கே இருக்கோ அது பொறுமையாக நடக்கணும், மேலே இருந்தால் பறக்கலாம். ஸோ ப்ரொடியூஸ் சடன் மூமெண்ட்ஸ், இட் ப்ரொடியூஸ் ஸ்லோ மூமெண்ட்ஸ். எண்டோஜெனிக் மூமெண்ட்ஸ் ப்ரொடியூஸ் earthquakes and volcanoes that cause mass destruction over the surface of the earth. The asthenosphere is the part of mantle that flows and moves the plates of the earth. Earthquake. A sudden movement of a portion of the earth's crust which produces a shaking or trembling is known as a earthquake. A sudden movement of a portion of the earth crust which produces a shaking or trembling is known as a earthquake. The point where these vibrations originate is called the focus of the earthquake. The point of the earth's surface directly above the focus is called the epiculture of the earthquake. From the focus, the earthquake vibrations travel in different directions in the form of seismic waves. The earthquake waves are recorded by an instrument known as seismograph. Earthquake எதில் மெஷர் பண்ணுறாங்க? seismograph. The magnitude of a earthquake is measured by the Richter scale. The magnitude of the earthquake வந்து Richter scale. The numbers on the scale range 0 to 9 தான் இருக்கும். Causes of earthquake. The chief cause of earthquake is the sudden slipping of the portion of the earth's crust along fractures or falls. The movement of the molten rocks underneath the surface produce rains which breaks the rock apart. The sudden shifting of landmass causes upheavals in the crust of the earth, sending vibrations or waves into the surrounding portions of the earth. Sometimes the surface of the earth itself cracks. Effects of earthquakes. Earthquakes may cause changes in the earth's surface. Vibrations often set landslides in mountainous regions. A greater danger in an earthquake is the falling of building. Most of the houses which collapsed were made of mud and bricks and provided to be death traps. Underground water system is naturally distributed by such movements. Fire is another great danger. There are three types of earthquake waves: PSL. P waves, longitudinal waves; S waves, transverse waves; L waves na surface. L waves na surface. P na longitudinal, S na transverse, L waves na surface waves. An earthquake which originates below or near the sea causes great disturbance in the water. The flood and waves cause great loss of life, sometimes more than the earthquake itself. Tsunami, a Japanese term, is that name given to the huge waves caused in the sea by an earthquake. Tsunamis are quite common along the coast of Japan and other regions in the Pacific Ocean. On 26th December 2004, tsunami in the Indian Oceanல தான் இது வந்து உருவாச்சு. Swept coastal area of Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, etc. They caused immense damage to life and property in the coastal area. Distribution of earthquakes. The world's distribution of earthquakes coincide very closely with that of volcanoes. Regions of greatest seismicity or circum-Pacific areas with the epicenters and the most frequent occurrences along the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is said that about 68% of earthquakes occur in this belt. Remaining 31% of earthquakes takes place in the Mediterranean Himalayan belt, including Asia Minor, the Himalayas, parts of northwest China. The remaining parts of earthquakes occur in northern Africa and Rift Valleys area of the Red Sea and Dead Sea. In India, the Himalayan region, the Ganga-Brahmaputra Valley are prone to earthquakes. A number of earthquakes have been experienced in this region. Some of them were very severe and caused extensive damage. Example, the earthquake of Uttarkashi in 1991 and Chamoli in 1999. Earthquake of Uttarkashi in 1991 and Chamoli in 1999. The Deccan Plateau, which was supposed to be comparatively free from the dangers of the earthquakes, has experienced two severe earthquakes in the past. The Koina earthquake in 1969. And the latter earthquake in 1993. Latter earthquake was 1993. Volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or a opening of the earth crust through which hot magma erupts from deep below the surface. The opening is usually circular in form. Volcanic eruptions may also take place through a long crack or fissure through which steam and other materials flow out. The molten rocks material within the earth together with gases is called magma. கேஸஸில் வந்ததுன்னா மேக்மா. அதுவே ரைசஸ் டு தி சர்ஃபேஸ் வந்ததுன்னா லாவா. அந்த கருப்பாக ஒரு அது பேர் லாவா. நெக்ஸ்ட்டு in course of time, lava and other materials flow out of a volcanic accumulate around the opening and form a conical hill or a mountain vent. Is an opening or mouth of a volcano. The top of this cone is marked by a funnel shaped depression which is called a crater. If the crater of a volcano is of great size and shaped like a basin, it is called a caldera. Calderas are caused by violent explosions which blow away entire tops of great cones. Causes of volcanic activity: the temperature increases as the depth increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters. 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters. There is also great pressure. At a depth of about 15 km, the pressure is about 5 tons per centimeter square of rock. 15 கிலோமீட்டருக்கு 5 டன் per centimeter square அளவுக்கு ப்ரெஷர் இருக்குமா. Under these circumstances, the interior of the earth is in a semi-molten state called magma. The magma under great pressure has the capacity to dissolve great volume of gas. Some gases are also combustible. This makes volcanic material burst forth through the weak spots in the earth crust. The scientific study of volcanoes or volcanology. People who study volcanoes are called volcanologists. அந்த படிக்கிற படிப்புக்கு volcanology, படிக்கிறவங்களுக்கு volcanologist. Nature of volcanic eruptions. Sometimes magma rises slowly to the surface and spreads over a vast area. This is known as fissure eruption. Some plateaus and plains have been formed in this way. Example, Deccan Plateau in India and Columbian Plateau in North America. If the magma rises quickly to the surface, lava is thrown high into the atmosphere. Besides lava, ash, steam, gases and pieces of rocks are also thrown out. This type of eruption is known as explosive eruption. The terrible explosion on 27th August 1883 in the island of Krakatau, Indonesia is an example of explosive type of eruption. 27th August 1883 the island of Krakatau வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு எக்ஸ்ப்ளோஷன் நடந்திருக்கு. The viscosity of lava is determined by the amount of silica and water in magma. Highly viscosity lava is rich in silica and has little water. Low viscosity lava has little silica but a lot of water. It moves rapidly, forming smooth flows. Barren Island is situated in the Andaman Sea and lies about 138 km northeast of the territory's capital. It is only inactive volcano. Only the chain from Sumatra to Myanmar's last eruption occurred in 2017. Types of volcanoes. Volcanoes are classified according to their periodicity of eruptions and the state of activity, such as active volcano, dormant volcano, extinct volcano. Active volcano means volcano that erupt frequently are called active volcanoes. Most of the active volcanoes lie in the Pacific Ring of Fire belt, which lies along the Pacific coast. There are about 600 active volcanoes in the world, such as Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea, St. Helens in USA, Pinatubo in Philippines, Mauna Loa in Hawaii is the world's biggest active volcano. Active volcanoes இதெல்லாம் Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea, St. Helens in USA, Pinatubo in Philippines, Mauna Loa in Hawaii. Stromboli is known as the lighthouse of the Mediterranean Sea. Trumpet volcano. These volcanoes have shown no sign of activity for many years, but they become active at any time. These are called sleeping volcanoes. Vesuvius Mountains of Italy, Mount Fujiyama of Japan, Mount Krakatoa of Indonesia are famous example of these types. Vesuvius Mountains of Italy, Mount Fujiyama of Japan, Mount Krakatoa of Indonesia are few examples of these types. Extinct volcano. The volcano has not erupted in past 1000 years is often listed as extinct volcano. The top of the extinct volcanoes mountains have been eroded. Mount Popa of Myanmar and Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Kenya of Africa. Mount Popa of Myanmar, Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Kenya of Africa are examples of extinct volcanoes. Distribution of volcanoes in the world. Volcanoes are located in a clearly defined pattern around the world. They are closely related to regions that have been intensely folded or faulted. There are about 600 active volcanoes and thousands are dormant and extinct ones. They occur along the coastal mountain ranges as offshore islands and the midst of oceans, but there are a few in the interior of continents. The volcanic belts are also the principal earthquake belts of the world. There are three major zones of a volcanic period: the Circum-Pacific Belt, the Mid-Continental Belt, the Mid-Atlantic Belt. The Circum-Pacific Belt, the Mid-Continental Belt, the Mid-Atlantic Belt. Circum-Pacific Belt. This is a volcanic zone of the convergent ocean plate boundary. It continues the volcanoes of the Earth's eastern and western coastal areas of Pacific Ocean. This zone is popularly termed as the Pacific Ring of Fire, which has been estimated to include two-thirds of the world's volcanoes. Mid-continental belt. This is the volcanic zone of conventional continental plate boundaries that lie in continental plate boundaries that includes the volcanoes of alpine mountain chains, the Mediterranean Sea, and the fault zone of eastern Africa. The important volcanoes are Vesuvius, Stromboli, Etna, Kilimanjaro, and Kenya. Surprisingly, the Himalayas have no active volcanoes at all. ஹிமாலயஸில் மட்டும் எந்த ஆக்டிவ் வேல்கனோஸும் இது வரைக்கும் வரலையாம். Next, the Mid-Atlantic Belt. This belt represents the divergent boundaries of plates located along the Mid-Atlantic ridges. Volcanoes of this area are mainly of eruption type. Fissure eruption type. Iceland is the most active volcanic area and is located on the Mid-Atlantic ridge. St. Helena and Azores Island are also examples. ஸோ அவ்வளோதான் இந்த லெசனில். நெக்ஸ்ட் லெசன் வந்துட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட்டில் பார்க்கலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட் லெசன் லேண்ட் ஃபார்ம்ஸ் நெக்ஸ்ட் வீடியோவில் பார்க்கலாம். தேங்க்யூ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்.